This conference will now be recorded.
Hold on 1 second.
The mic's on.
All right, we're ready to go, everybody. Mayor, Clerk, we're good. We're all good, everybody.
Mayor, you're muted.
Just 1 second. I'm bringing up the agenda here.
Okay.
All right, call to order. Time is 6:25. Virtual instructions. Town Clerk, can you read the virtual instructions, please?
This is a workshop commission meeting. Notice is hereby given that the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida will hold a virtual workshop commission meeting utilizing communications media technology in accordance with Emergency Ordinance 2020-009 dated November 10th, 2020, pertaining to conducting local government meetings while under the public health emergency related to the spread of the coronavirus. Workshop commission meeting today, Wednesday, April 28th, 2021 at 6 p.m. You can dial in by using your phone at the toll-free number 1-877-309-2073, or you could also dial in with 1-571-317-3129, and our access code is 398-946-093, 398-946-093. 2 hours prior to the meeting, you can submit a text or voicemail at 954-707-9820. Any member of the public wishing to comment publicly on any matters, including on items on the agenda, may submit their comments by email to the town clerk at tppfl.gov. All comments submitted by email that, if read orally, are 3 minutes or less shall be read into the record. All comments submitted by email shall be made a part of the public record. If any member of the public requires additional information about this meeting or has any questions about how to submit a public comment at the meeting, please contact Marlene D. Martel, the town clerk, Town of Pembroke Park, 3150 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida, 33023. Then the telephone number is 954-966-4600, extension 235.
All right. Pledge of Allegiance. Do you have your flag? All right. We'll just go ahead without it.
Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Okay. And to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
justice for all.
All right, roll call.
Commissioner Clark,
Here.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
here,
Clerk Commissioner DeVille is on his way, and Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
We have a quorum, we have 3 commissioners.
All right. Okay, item number 5, additions, deletions, or withdrawals to the agenda. Vice Mayor,
I have
go ahead.
something.
All right.
I have somebody I would love for everyone to meet. He lives in my
Okay.
district, and he could possibly be our next candidate when Gina Cohen retires from office. So
All right.
I'd like for you guys to meet him. He's here with us. Is that okay, Mayor?
Yes, let's put him just under presentations, which is the next item. How's that?
Okay, yes. So you hear
What is
that?
his name?
His name is Eric.
Eric. All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
Commissioner Clark, are you there?
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Not right now,
Additions, withdrawals, or deletions to the agenda?
not right now.
Okay. All right, then let's go ahead with presentations. I'm gonna have you just go ahead with yours, and then we have Gloria Rosen at 6.1, so I'm gonna do it 6.05.
Me,
So go ahead, Vice Mayor.
thank you, Mayor. Eric, go ahead. You're on. Eric. Eric, you're on. Can't hear you. Eric, we can't hear
sir.
you. We can't hear you.
He's not muted.
No, he's not. And I was able to speak with him earlier today, and we tested his audio. I don't know why he's not. He may have to get out of the meeting and come back in,
I'm
because that has
gonna,
happened to me in the past.
you know what? I'll try calling him.
Okay. Mayor, there is one item that needs to be added to the agenda, but it's basically just to make the commission aware that the Broward League of Cities submitted to us the yearly document providing that we have
Oh, yes.
our appointments. And
Yeah, let's move that to, hold on here. Let's move that to number 17.3 for discussion. Florida League of Cities.
sorry, it's the Broward League of Cities.
Broward League of Cities. Okay, we'll do that as 17.3. Eric, do you have your microphone working?
No. Eric, try muting yourself and then putting yourself back on. Try muting yourself and, okay, there, you just muted yourself, okay? Go ahead, speak. No, we're unable to hear you. Try logging off of the meeting altogether and then coming back on. That usually works.
We'll give you a moment.
Actually, Mr. Morris said you can also call in using the number there on the link, by the link. Might be easier.
Commissioner Clark, would you like to introduce your guests? You're muted.
Okay, I have someone here. It's Steve Zell. And
Okay.
this is the son of David Zell. And he knows Gina very well and probably, and he wants to talk on the sewer issue, but he didn't want to talk long. He just wanted to give a little quick history. Him and his family bought Bamboo Lakes in 1979. So
Okay.
Okay, thank
When we
you.
get to that item, remind me and we will discuss.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And, okay, and Mr. Mayor, and I'm still working on a candidate for our committee, so you're gonna
Okay.
have to bear with me.
When we get to that item, we'll discuss it then too.
Yep, thank you. Oh.
It is such a nice night out.
It's beautiful here in South Florida.
As you see, I'm back in my rocking chair again. So expect a little one to pop out at some time when she's ready for bed. Is he calling in, Gina? Or Vice Mayor?
I think so. Let me check.
There he is. I think I see him there, sir.
Yes, he's coming
Yeah, I
up.
just saw him pop up. There we go. You want to unmute and try and talk one more time? And Mark, is he unmuted?
Yes, he's unmuted. It's just his signal's not there.
All right. Go ahead, Eric. Introduce yourself. Oh, man, still can't hear you.
Sir, your phone might be muted. You're not muted on us, but your phone might be muted. All right, well, then you're better off
No.
calling in, sir. If you want, call in just on the phone. This way we can hear you. All right? I can give you the number if
We
you
won't
like.
have you visually, but we'll be able to talk to you. Oh, there we go. We can do both.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
I don't know what he's on, but I don't think he's calling in. We haven't got a new caller in the room.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna put Eric on speaker, and I just need you to let me know if you can hear him well. Hold on. Are you on? Okay, hold on one second. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hello, can everybody hear me?
We can hear
Yeah.
you.
Very good. My name
Hello,
is
sir. Can
Eric
you go ahead and
Morrison,
introduce yourself to
and
us?
I'd like to introduce myself. I live in District 1, and I'm interested in representing District 1 when Vice Mayor Cohen retires.
Okay. Do you,
I have a background in,
what's your background?
business administration. Well, it's in ophthalmic instruments and business administration. And my last job was maintenance director.
Okay. And you live here in Pembroke Park? How long have you lived here?
15
I missed that.
15 years.
15 years. So you're a longtime resident here. Are you registered to vote?
I would say so.
Are you registered to vote?
Yes, yes.
All right. Just want to check the basic boxes here. Do you think you could put a resume together that Gina or submit for all of us to review?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I would look forward to seeing a resume and a cover letter from you.
I would give it to Vice Mayor Cohen.
All right. And Vice Mayor, can you make sure that you give that to the town clerk?
I
To give
certainly will,
everyone a
Miss.
copy?
I certainly will, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, Mr. Morissette. Is that
Morissette, yeah.
Yes.
Morissette?
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the technical disappointment.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
We're used to it around here. We're used to it too often. You too. All right, let's move on to our next presentation. This is 6.1, amending the pension plan. This is Gloria Rosen. Hi, Gloria.
Hi, everyone. How are you? The reason or the purpose of me being tonight's meeting is the bringing up the vesting period. And it was brought to my attention that because of the way Pembroke Park is making so many advances and the work that the commission is doing and the newer commissioners, that it would be to the benefit of now today's commissioners and future commissioners if we go back from the 13-year vesting period to the 4-year that we had originally with all the other commissioners. So that was the
Okay.
purpose. And the other thing that I want you to understand, and I explained this to someone today, that the money that is being paid in now is money that is for already will not go up anymore. It's already money that has been earmarked for that purpose. That is
Okay, so the money stays the same.
yes, the investment, what's necessary, the contribution. And
Okay.
really tonight is only just to talk about it for a moment, answer questions, and then at the next meeting to have a voting meeting. And your counselor Melissa is going to be putting together I believe the what was it?
Resolution?
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. And did you talk to all the commissioners? Were you able to?
I wasn't able to talk to Gina, but I did talk to Ray and I did talk to Howard.
Okay. Vice Mayor, do you have any questions?
No,
You're
I
muted,
don't.
hon.
No, I don't. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. All right. Thank you, Gloria. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing your resolution.
And in addition, I would like 15 minutes earlier on the next meeting so that I could present the overall information about the plan and the money and you know, the growth.
All right. I'll make sure the town clerk sets that up for you. And I'm sorry, Commissioner Clark, do you have any questions? You're muted, sir.
It's the will of the commission. I'd be happy to make a motion. The will of the commission.
Okay. All right. Then we will see that at the next meeting.
Thank you very
We
much.
have,
Thank you,
We
Gloria.
have
Have a
the-
wonderful evening.
sorry, Mayor, we do have the pension board meeting scheduled for May 12th, which is our regular commission meeting, but it'll start at 6:45 like we normally do. And then after that, it follows up with the regular meeting.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
See how easy that was, Gloria? We got it done.
She's magical. That's it. Thank you.
Get the right people in place, things go very smoothly around here. So
Yes, absolutely.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, moving on. Reports, committee staff, and town staff. 7.1, Broward Sheriff's Office. Captain Coker, are you here with us this evening? I gotta open the list because I haven't seen who's on here yet. Chief Coker, are you here? Anyone know if she's on, or a rep from BSO?
Let me unmute.
I don't see any. I don't see anyone, so we'll move on to 7.2, the fire department. Chief Kane, are you on?
Hello,
Hello, is this Chief Kane?
Mayor Jacobs, can you hear me, sir? Hello?
I don't know who this is. Sorry, you broke out.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. This is Lieutenant Charles with the Broward Sheriff's Office. With your
Oh, how you
permission,
doing,
I would
Lieutenant?
represent. I'm doing well,
Are
sir.
you giving the
With your
presentation?
permission, I will present the monthly stats.
Go ahead.
Okay, again, good evening, Mayor Jacobs, Vice Mayor Cohen, Commissioners Clark, Dieuveille. During the month of March 2021, we had a total of 638 calls for service. 329 were 911 calls, 178 were non-911 calls, and we had 131 calls which were self-initiated by deputies. Regarding accident investigations, we had a total of 48. 35 of them were minor accidents, and 13 were accidents with injuries. We had a total of 27 traffic stops, and where we issued 80 citations. 4 of those citations were criminal. We had 46 uniform traffic and 30 other citations. Also during the month, we had a total of 18 arrests for varied offenses. Regarding the mobile parks, we had one burglary conveyance, which involved an unlocked vehicle and items removed from within. As far as crimes, we had 4 auto thefts. One of them involved a family member, and we had 2 burglary conveyances, one which was from the mobile home park, and we had 1 burglary business, which was the Cash King pawn shop, but there was no loss reported during that incident. And with that, I will answer any questions that you may have.
Does any commissioner have any questions?
I don't, Mayor. Thank
Commissioner DeVille? Nope. Commissioner Clark? All right, sir. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. You know if Chief Kane's here for today?
I'm not sure, sir. I did communicate with him, but I'm not sure if he's present on the call.
That's okay. Not a problem. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so I'll do 7.2 and call BSO Fire Department Chief Kane once again, just to make sure he's here or not. Chief Kane, are you here? I'm scrolling through and I don't see him. So we'll move on to item number 8, Town Attorney. 8.1, appointments to the Charter Review Committee. Town Attorney Anderson.
So as everyone will recall, we had some people appointed or offered for appointment at the last meeting, but we're still missing a few. We're missing one for Commissioner Clark, and I think we're still missing a candidate for Clerk Commissioner Dieuveille. And so that's where we stand. So it's really essential that we get these candidates in and their background checks done so that we can move on with this, with the process.
All right, let me ask the commissioners. Clerk Commissioner Dieuveille, do you have anybody or know of anybody for this position?
Yes, I do have a candidate. I turned in the form yesterday. I'm just waiting for her to give it back to me.
Oh, great.
Okay. Then you want to make sure that happens in the next few days for the town attorney? And Commissioner Clark, you said you haven't found someone yet?
No, I'm still working on it.
Okay.
But I'll come through.
Okay.
Great.
Just get that person completed into the attorney as soon as possible, please.
Yeah. And then I have a question. I'm looking at the list, Mr. Mayor, and I thought Paulette Walker was for District 5, but Clerk Commissioner Dieuveille suggested.
Yeah, what I remember is this name was on there too, and he had mentioned Clerk or Paulette Walker as well. So
it currently is still Paulette Walker. This is a mistake on there.
Okay. So it's not Mr. Lewis for District 5?
No, it's not.
Okay. Let me scratch that out. Hold on one moment. 5, Paulette Walker. All right, and we'll have to vote on for District 5. So for the person for there. All right, to make sure this process goes quickly, can you guys just make sure you get follow up and make sure we have information submitted on your candidate for the next meeting? Thank you.
Yes.
And Town Attorney Anderson, is there anything else on this item?
No, nothing at this time.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to 8.2, the repeal of resolution 01, 09, 02, and 02, 02, 12. Approval of the repeal of the resolution 01, 09, 02, and 02, 12. Town Attorney Anderson?
Mayor, if I may jump in, this item came to my attention a few months back. I get a call from a contractor doing sewer work at one of the mobile home parks. He was having a hard time getting his permit closed out. Our engineering department, Dan Ortiz, and rightfully so, was questioning him as far as the slope that they were installing the pipe. And then Dan said, if we're going to assume maintenance of this pipe, I want to make sure it's built the way he wants it. I had no problem with that. But then I was like, why are we maintaining this pipe? That's, to make a long story short, I came back to town hall. I asked Heidi, I go, hey, Heidi, do we have, any easements at Holiday Park to maintain the sewer? Lo and behold, it comes out we have multiple easements for most, not all, but most mobile home parks for the maintenance of the sanitary sewer system. The issue that concerns me about that is when the easement was conveyed over to the town and the town assumed responsibility. The town, at least in the records we haven't seen, the town never received any as-built plans to see where and how the sanitary sewer systems at each of these parks were built. The age, it was aging. It was just done. It wasn't incorrect. It wasn't correct the way it was done at that moment. What we're proposing right now is to repeal this process, repeal this, return the easements back to the mobile home parks. And what we want to do is, if the commission desires, we can enter into some type of maintenance agreement or something, but that specifies, that lists out the duties and responsibilities of each party. And I think it would just be the cleaner way. And Melissa, if you want to jump in and add anything, I think it would be the appropriate way of doing this.
JC has summarized it really well. I think we want to make sure that additionally that the fees being charged for sewer are, reflect. We need to look at the fees to make sure that the fees reflect the cost to the town to maintain these sewer systems. And
I'm sorry, Melissa, go.
No, go ahead, JC.
No, and the other issue that we have here is also the liability to the town. When we go in and we're jet blasting something, or we're doing some work, we can cause a sewer backup in somebody's home. We all of a sudden are could be held responsible for damages. And also there is no description, no details as to what the responsibility. Everybody says the town maintains it, but what does that mean? Do we go in there and replace pipes when they break? Do we go in there and do the plumbing work for at these properties? It's not described, it's not laid out, it's not in any detail whatsoever.
Yeah, we need to negotiate if we're going to continue to maintain these privately owned sanitary sewer systems. We're going to have to negotiate agreements with each of these owners and understandings as to what our responsibilities are, and those need to be clearly delineated, and we need to be indemnified to a certain extent. So, as JC said, there's a lot that goes into these sorts of arrangements between private property owners and local governments. And the way it was done originally was we think haphazard, and it needs to be remedied. So this is sort of the beginning of the process to do that. This, and I don't know if you want to mention the T1 item 2 in conjunction with this, or?
So, well, there's also, as far as the ordinances that were set in, there were ordinances that were created to say that the town is going to be responsible for the maintenance of the sewer system of the mobile home parks. And so we would want to repeal that as well. And implement a new process if the commission so chooses and the property owners so choose. A new process in which an agreement will be executed between the property owner and the town. And like Melissa said, the terms and conditions are going to be clearly laid out, and we can continue moving forward.
So as of right now, there's no liability protections for the town?
No. I mean, other than a general tort liability under the Florida statutes, no.
Okay, let me round through this with the commissioners with questions, because I'm sure we all have a lot. I'll start with Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor, do you have any questions?
Not at the moment, because I'm just I'm just hearing all this for the first time.
Mr. Mayor, I think.
Hold on, Commissioner Clark. Let me go to the clerk commissioner, see if he has any questions.
Well, first of all, I would like to know why. Does anybody know why those easements were put into place in the first place? And how did it benefit the town?
I have a feeling Commissioner Clark has some info on this. So, Commissioner Clark, why don't you go ahead?
Well, I believe JC has heard the story, so he knows some of the background. But I have here.
But Commissioner Clark, we need to know the story.
Yeah, okay, I know that.
I don't know it. So.
But I'm trying not to step on anyone's toes.
Okay, can you tell us the story?
Okay, let me throw it over to Steve Zell. That's why I brought him. His family bought the Bamboo Lakes Mobile Home Park in 1979. Therefore,
okay, so Commissioner Clark, hold on 1 second. So before you go to him, you said you told JC the story. So why don't you tell it to us so we can hear from the commissioner? And then he can step in and provide other information.
No, I'd rather have him tell the story because he lived it. And that way it'll all make sense down the road. I'm here to help, but I'm like Commissioner.
But Howard, Mayor?
Hold on, but you are the commissioner and you're aware of it and you told JC it. So this is the only time we actually get to communicate in the open forum under Sunshine. So, we would like to hear it from you, what it's about, and then Mr. Zell can step in and provide his story as well.
I don't want to say it out on the air yet. I'm still collecting and doing research. But the first person I ran across, got to shut the door. Hold on, I got to shut the door.
May I, Mayor, say something?
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
I just want to say for the record that
Hold on.
I can't hear.
Commissioner Clark, mute your microphone for me for a moment.
Vice Mayor, we could not hear what you said.
All right, everyone needs to mute their microphones for me. Now, once everyone's muted, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor. You can speak now. There was too much noise.
I just like to intervene for just one moment and correct Mr. Clark or Commissioner Clark that I'm sorry. No, Vice Mayor, your family members own the parks. On your family members.
Vice, Commissioner Clark, you're muted. You're muted.
I didn't hear what Vice Mayor said.
Vice Mayor, go ahead.
I said, Howard, your family were the owners of the bamboos before the Zell.
Okay. However, the time that all this, I don't have my family members to talk to get what they recall. So the best I could do to start to help enlighten everybody is to have.
Okay, but you can tell the story, Howard.
Come on.
Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on. How about we listen from Mr. Zell and hear what he has to say?
Yes.
Mr. Zell, we'll give you a point of privilege and let you speak here for 3 minutes and tell us the story on how this came about.
Well, we came about within the city in 1979, and later on, when we bought La Siesta in the 80s, the agreement came to us through the city, through the town, that we sell our sewer lines and our lift stations to the city for a sum of $10 for each property. So as far as I'm concerned, you not only, but you own the equipment as far as I'm concerned.
So you sold the sewer lines for $10 to the town?
Yes, it was. You purchased it from us, from the park owners. It's your property.
But tell them what they were doing.
Is it just the lift stations or the sewer lines?
The sewer lines too. You took care of everything. Prior to this agreement, you took care of everything, and even after this agreement, you continued to take care of everything. Not only that, you replaced, I believe, 22. I know you replaced 2 lift stations on my properties, but I believe 22 lift stations throughout the city and town. And you also, I mean, you have a great system, and it's an easy system to take care of because your lift stations are practically brand new.
With all due respect,
Sure.
the sale agreements, really, there was no consideration to those agreements. And
It was
those sale,
It was a $10 consideration.
well, that's not real
Okay.
consideration. There was nothing given to the town. I don't want to litigate this on the air.
Okay, that's fine. I understand. Mr. Zell, do you have documentation of all of this?
Yes, I do.
Can you submit that to the town and town clerk for us, please? Submit a copy of it so we can see what you're talking about.
You don't have a copy of the agreement that you entered with me? You don't have it already?
I have not seen. So you don't have a copy of this alleged agreement then?
I do have a copy. I have a copy with me right now.
Okay,
But
so I'm asking you, can you submit a copy to the town for us? So us new commissioners can see what you're talking about.
I believe I can.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
But
what I'm asking.
I think you should have somewhere, you should have the same agreement.
Okay, you're probably right, but I'm asking you here if you can submit that for us.
I can submit this to you.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I think you guys have been doing a great job with the sewers. I don't see a liability problem on your part with the new system that you have. I think you should continue for the health and safety and welfare of your residents of the town. And I don't really see a reason why you would stop.
Okay.
Mr.
Anyone
Mayor,
have any questions for Mr. Zell?
it should be noted that we only have these agreements with mobile home parks and not the apartments, townhouses, or any really brick and mortar facilities or business.
Town manager, what about the single family homes?
The single family homes, well, that's different because that street is a public street right in the front there. So
Okay,
whatever we have in front there is ours.
so you're saying these agreements are only with the mobile home parks?
From what we've been able to establish, yes.
Okay. All right. And does anyone have any, Vice Mayor, Commissioner Clark, Clerk Commissioner, do you have any questions for Mr. Zell?
Yeah, I would like to tell Mr. Zell pretty much that's, he asked if there's no reason why we should stop. We should stop because it's taxpayers' money, paying for private properties work. You know, we either do it for everybody or we don't do it at all.
We pay our fees. The fees are paid. And I'm sure that I'm sure you have budgets that have handled this for the last 40 something years. You've been
And
doing
Mr. Zell, what fees are you referring to?
the sewer fees that are paid to the city or to the environmental services.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there, you know, there's a lot to be. Staff is working on unraveling and figuring out what has happened over the years. And JC can jump in if he wants.
Okay.
We
All
can't
right.
find any evidence that, you know, there was ever consideration taken in that that the fees that are currently being charged ever contemplated the maintenance of this private property.
It had to be because you were doing it prior to those fees being increased over the years. So every year you come under budget consideration, you have to realize that you've been spending money on the sewer system for 40 something years.
Well, the sewer fees that are charged is for the disposal of the fee for when you flush the toilet, it goes and it leaves and it goes to Broward. And I believe that gets paid to the county or Hollywood because we don't collect those fees here. You pay it to them and then they in turn, you know, give us a check. They give us the money.
They give you the money.
But the same thing can be said for the people that live in townhouses. They pay sewers. They pay the sewer charge. The same thing can be said for the people in the apartments. They pay the sewer charge, just like you do. And so that's where what we're trying to do is we're trying to kind of peel the onion, if you will, and see and just try to make it right. Try to make this right. And if there needs to be an agreement to continue the maintenance, then we will entertain that idea, but it will, you know, it'll clearly set out the terms and the conditions, and that would be subject to the approval of the commission. That's the issue at hand here.
And the agreement would be agreed on by us too, just like this one that was in 2002. This wasn't a one-sided agreement. This was from the commission at the time.
No, I understand. I wasn't here in 2002. We're just trying to, you know, make it right.
And a lot of possibly a lot of the mobile park, home park owners weren't here at that time either, because they've changed hands.
No, they were all commissioners here at that time.
Well, not I was never a commissioner.
Okay, hold on one moment. Does anyone have any more questions for Mr. Zell? No?
Well,
Okay.
I want to ask him a question.
Commissioner Clark, I have questions.
Yeah.
I want to know the story that you told JC about this.
Okay. What I told JC was that to the best
Can
of
you turn the camera more towards you, please?
to the best of my knowledge,
Thank you.
the town, and Steve Zell can confirm it, the town had been maintaining the sewer lines. They have. They've been maintaining the
Okay.
sewer lines for decades. And then the town decided that they were going to put it in writing, and we need to hear from the attorney. Our attorney, the town attorney, is the one that put all these documents together, and the town engineer is the one that did any of these improvements. And they're the one, the commission voted on it, and the town decided that we would go forward with it in 2002. But the point that is critical here, Mr. Mayor, is that the town was already doing this without anything in writing in 1979 when the Zell family bought the mobile home park. And at that time, okay,
When did you buy your mobile home park? When was your family park? Because I do believe you said at one time your dad was your father was one of the founders of Pembroke Park. Did he own the park originally?
Yes.
Okay, so
Family portion.
this would be a benefit to the mobile home park owners for the town to maintain these, right?
I can't say that the town attorney approved everything. It was done not for one person. It was done for the whole town. And
But it was only specifically for this is what my question is.
yeah,
Only specifically for the mobile home communities.
yes, that's
Okay,
true.
so answer me a question, because I was not here in 2002. How many commissioners at the time that sat up here were mobile home park owners that sat on the commission?
Sure, you have to go back and look at the record. I'm not sure, Jeff. I'm not sure. But the record was
Okay.
in 2002.
What about the pumps, the pump stations, lift stations? Who owns the lift stations?
That's what I'm saying. I believe the town does. I believe the town does.
I think in this agreement, it specifies the sewer collection system, and as far as I'm concerned, the lift station is part of that sewer collection system. It's just not.
Okay, Mr. Zell, I haven't seen the physical agreement you have yet, so I will dig into it and try and read everything, but I have not seen that document. So it says the town owns the lift stations and all the sewer of all the mobile home parks. And those were sold. Wait, listen, those were sold for $10 to the town? That's what I'm asking.
That's a consideration. It was what was paid, yes.
Again, the town attorney needs to step in, not this our town attorney now.
I've already given my opinion, which is that those contracts are, listen, I'm not going to discuss this on record right now for many reasons. I think that
That's right.
the transactions that occurred in 2002 are not valid. And that's what we're doing. So if you want to discuss it in private, Commissioner, you can come see me and we'll discuss it in my office, all right? But I'm not gonna have a full discussion.
I agree, and I agree, totally.
Okay, well, I still have some questions.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Casey, how much does a lift station cost? I know it's built off the pumps, the power randomly not randomly, average. How much does one cost?
Mayor, it all depends on the size of and how much capacity. It depends.
Okay. I'm having a hard time seeing the compensation of the $10 for a sewer system, and for me, in my opinion,
the perpetual maintenance of it.
Right. Well, this is what I'm going to. The maintenance over time that the town is maintaining the sewer systems, the lift stations on private property in only certain aspects of the town, which would be the mobile home parks, which again, all this is going through my head as I had a 30-foot piece of pipe replaced in front of my house with the sewer system just within the last week.
And I want to point out, Mayor, that we have easements for the system, but the pipes are what were sold. So those pipes that you're seeing disintegrate, that's what the quote unquote bill of sale is for. And then there's easements, perpetual easements for the maintenance of these pipes. But as we know, at this point anyway, they're falling apart, or at least the ones in some of the parks are.
Agreed. And I'm seeing it everywhere, as this park is currently transitioning from septic to sewer in multiple places for the last 2 years. But I'm really trying to grasp the whole concept of how this all came about, being that mobile home park owners were pretty much the commissioners here at the time. And as a business owner, the commissioners or the mobile home parks, the legalities of it, that's what I'm trying to talk about. It looks to be that this agreement was made to the benefit of the mobile home park communities for selling their sewer systems, which they have not had to maintain because the town has been maintaining it with public funds for the lift stations and the sewer systems. So I guess from what I'm kind of totaling from all of this is that this is illegal. We should not be doing this without compensation. There's no liability coverage for the town. Say if the guys blow up someone's toilet, so to speak, and who's liable for it? Well, the park owner is the owner of the park, the sewer system, the house. I mean, that's pretty disgusting when someone else's stuff comes up through your toilet and destroys their bathroom, so to speak. So there's no liability coverage for the town in any of this. So I guess I'm under the impression from the things I've read about this and speaking with you and the town manager that we need to just draw a line, stop all this, and then go back and start with fresh agreements with anyone who would want to have an agreement on a maintenance plan or something. Is that kind of what we're discussing here, town attorney?
Yes, that is the concept that the town manager.
Okay, that's the kind of concept. So we need to kill this resolution or these two resolutions and start fresh, not trying to, hurt anyone in the process, but we need to do what's right for the town and what's, financially, fiscally responsible with the town's money. Because to me, what it sounds like is the industrial park, the commercial property, the apartment complexes, and the 8 single-family homes don't have the same coverage that the mobile home parks do. So I see it pretty divided between these two. So I'm with the fact of going and repealing both of these resolutions on the legalities of how things were done and put together, because I personally don't believe it was done legally. And then start fresh, and then we can make those agreements with the new or with the mobile home communities if they so choose, for the compensation, liability, all that, that would be something that we would have to approach in the future. Does anyone else have any on this? Because I've been trying to dig into it and read all this stuff too, and I'm learning just like all of you are about it. So, Vice Mayor, do you have anything else?
Right. I'm just learning the history. I didn't even know any of this. I always thought this was in the norm, that the town always, they took care of it. And that was everyone, so this is all new to me.
Vice Mayor, I want you to know,
I've been the norm in this town.
Mr. Zell, hold on, not your turn, all right?
Okay.
Vice
Go ahead,
Mayor,
Mayor.
I've had concerns since I came here, because since day one, I questioned why the city was always I live in Holiday Park, everyone knows where I live. I've always questioned why the city's always in here fixing the sewer system and flushing the lines and always in my park. And once I got elected, I questioned that. No one could really give me a straight answer. And once JC got here, it must have been the first day, I think me and you discussed this, that I don't understand where the line is drawn between city property and private property, because the city should not be doing work in private property for liability reasons or without compensation. That's not fair, because the town is spending a lot of money having staff, and equipment and everything else working in these private parks. I see that as inappropriate, and I've been questioning it since we got our new town manager. Him and I have gone, round and round trying to figure out where it comes from, and then this was brought forward, and this really shows why, it ties everything together on why, and like my question would be then, like, how is all the drainage in some of these parks done? The drainage, like, because I know some parks over in the Bamboos had their drainage redone, had their, sewer and water redone in that whole area. And, even one park was raised 2 feet. So, there's, it looks like in my opinion, it looks like tax dollars were completely misused and inappropriate. And we all know that this place needs cleaned up. This is one of those items I think we need to clean up, and we need to clean it up now at the next meeting, repeal this, and then step forward with proper and legal agreements. Clerk Commissioner?
I agree with you, Mr. Mayor. That's illegal. And
Oh, Vice Mayor.
it's pretty much stealing from the taxpayers and giving to mobile home park owners. That's how I look.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's exactly what it is.
That's not true.
May I?
Excuse me, I want 1 minute, then I'm.
I
Hold on.
I want
Can
to
I
make,
just say something, Mayor?
Hold on.
I'd like to make one statement. When it
Hold
comes,
on. Vice Mayor, go ahead.
I just want to say all this again. I didn't vote on any of this. This was before my time. I never questioned it because again, I thought that it was in the norm, with the guys coming in. I never knew the history. And I still like to hear the story that was told to JC from Howard that that he didn't finish.
Again, I'll tell you.
Hold on 1 moment. Hold on, everyone. Mr. Zell, I'll give you 1 more minute, and that's it to contribute to this conversation. This is this is for the commission to have the discussion, but go ahead with your 1 minute.
I You mentioned stormwater. There is a stormwater drainage fee that you do charge us for that. And it's coming
Okay.
with improvements to your drainage system with your pumping system and all that. We help supply your system. So you can't lump the stormwater drainage system in with everything else you're trying to do and clean up, because there are fees there for that.
And
Well, Okay.
This item right now is only in reference to the sewer.
I understand that, but I heard a comment about cleaning up things, and I can just imagine you have a whole other list of things that you're trying to clean up. But you got to remember, this is a small community of mobile home parks, and when you make little changes to the mobile home park community, it can hurt a lot of people, not just the owners. It can hurt everybody. So,
Mr. Zell, and I appreciate that.
just be careful how you tread forward with in considerations for your neighbors.
Mr. Zell, I appreciate that. I am a resident here, a 5-year resident of our town, and do live in a mobile home myself. So I take that into mind, but also I want you to be aware of when I came here, I said I was not going to violate my integrity for one person up here. That means business owners, commissioners. I will not go to jail for anyone up here. And everyone that sits up here knows I've said it time and time again. So what I will do is forensically go through the paperwork as well to make sure I'm 100% up to speed on what's going on.
Okay.
I take my position very seriously, and I believe staff around here understands that I will take the time to comb through and seek advice on how to proceed. So, Commissioner Clark.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. As far
Can you turn the camera?
as far as I can recall, and we're going way back at the inception of the town and stories that I heard, okay, and I haven't seen any proof of it, except for testimony where the town was always going into the mobile home park community, okay, and they were maintaining the sewers. And that's what I have known. And then eventually it came to where it had to be put in writing. And that's what we had an attorney for and an engineer, and the rest is history. The commission, it was like I was telling JC, like what he says, we vote on it, it's either up or down. So the commission decided to go forward with it. And that's the history of it. And like I said, we had an attorney, we had an engineer, and the rest is history. But what is being shown here is that David, when he came in 79, the town was in fact doing the maintenance and repairs in these mobile home parks. Now, I don't know what prompted that, why that has been. I was very young, but that is the history of.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
So, Commissioner Clark, in like 2016 around, I came across some stuff that in your park, you had a bunch of drainage and sewer repairs done. Can you stay on the camera for me?
Yeah, well, in 16, I had repairs done in my park?
Yeah, I think it was like 15 or 16. I'm new in trying to dig through all of this to find out what's going on, but there was some work that was done on your property. Was that town work that did that, or was that you that did that work as the business owner?
Anything on the town, on my personal property or the Clark property was done in regards to the drainage by the owner of the park. Okay.
Okay, what about the sewer? The sewer is what I'm asking about.
The sewer, I have nothing to do with that. You know, that's a different situation. They've already told you that the town comes in and they do what they have to do to maintain it. And they do that town-wide to all the mobile home parks. So that's all I can say about it. If it's drainage, I can't recall the town ever doing any water, potable water. That again is the mobile home park owner responsibility. And so I always try to stay in the guidelines.
So Commissioner Clark, my question was about sewer. Did you guys have the sewer replaced in your park around that?
Replaced?
Or repaired or fixed?
I have no idea what the town did. I don't get involved with that. They did their own thing on their own time. And so I get involved in that.
But you as the business owner and on your property didn't know what the city was doing? And the reason I'm asking this is for clarification, because my park has been under construction for 2 years with the septic to sewer. And it has just been if you've been through my park in the last 2 years, you will understand your suspension will be destroyed. The roads are torn up. It's just been nothing more than a disaster. But the Lakeshore Properties, the owner, has been paying for all of this. So I'm just trying to understand that you're saying that the city did what the city did in your park. You're unaware of it. But yet here in my community right now, that the business owner isn't paying for it, or is paying for it when the city, this is where.
Okay, but I think I can answer that. I think I can help you on that.
And that's part of this agreement too.
Okay.
Excuse me. It's part of this agreement that you'll see any add-ons.
Okay, go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, it's pretty much any add-on from septic to the system was not the responsibility of the city. So any new additions to that wasn't as part of this agreement. And you'll see this agreement and you'll go through it. Then you'll know the rest of the story, I guess.
It will fill in some gaps. That's why I asked you for it, so I don't have to continue to dig and look. And I'm sure I'll find it at some point. But I'm trying to come to the terms of this because we're, as a town, when I say we, the commission, the town, we're spending a lot of money in places that I don't think we should be on maintenance and stuff. So I don't have anything else on this item. Does anyone else have any discussion on this?
I do have a question for Commissioner Clark. You said it's always been that way, but did you ever question it? I mean, did it seem right to you? Because our job as commissioners is to question if something seems wrong.
Again, we had an attorney and he was there and going through all of it. So I'm not gonna say the town did what they did. And, if it's necessary to make changes, to come back, I think everybody is, that's the commission's will.
Did you vote on this back then?
I was told that I could vote. Yeah.
Okay, so at the time you were told you could vote on this?
Yeah.
Even though it was a direct.
It was for everybody. Back in 2000, yeah, and for everybody.
Okay.
In other words, it was across the same class. It was for everybody, and I was allowed to participate. That's what I was told. But I think I think your question could be answered, Mayor. Because I was the one that told staff that the town was not responsible for the improvements down there because it was after the fact, and it's in this agreement that Mr. Zell's gonna let you see. I think that'll shed a lot of light.
Are you referring to the community in which I live in?
Yeah, why they're paying for it. It's spelled right in there, what number is it?
Yeah,
He can see it. I
Okay,
think
I get that. Mr. Zell, this isn't your time right now, sir. I'm talking to the clerk or Commissioner.
Okay, so that's it with me answering. I gave you the story.
Okay, so I want to confirm that you don't know what the town did in your park for sewer wise in around 15, 16 or so?
You'd have to see, if you show me, I'll know. It'll ring a bell, I'm sure. That's what you need to do. Public Works, I'll give it to JC and let me see what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. We have to do it on the record due to sunshine. So, in the forum. So maybe next workshop we'll discuss that. I can put it all together. So, because I think this is something we need to discuss. But I think, in my opinion, and I really want your guys' input, that we proceed forward with removing this resolution or repealing this resolution. So let's put it on the agenda as a line item for next week. Does everyone agree with that? So we can discuss it again.
And I would appreciate it if you meet with JC and tell him what you're questioning as far as sewer repair in 2015 or 16, because that's important.
Okay, I've seen other repairs, electrical repairs and stuff, and things that have come through in paperwork that they just don't seem appropriate. So, but it's one of those, look, I'm like everyone else. We're trying to figure things out around here, where that line is drawn between this town and private business. So that's what I'm going to work on, and I will spend the next 2 weeks really digging into this before the next meeting. So if there's anything new, I'll bring it up and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, let JC know and let me know what it is. If it's me that you're referring to, or maybe it's somebody else. I don't know.
No, I'm referring to all the mobile home parks. This is a home park issue. So I'm referring to all of them. It's not one specifically. I've seen stuff that have been done in different parks. So, to me, it doesn't seem appropriate or legal. So with that said, I think we need to repeal this and then make those legal contracts back with the communities, appropriately. So that way, this was done in 2002, 2012. So let's repeal these resolutions, or, talk about it next meeting to repeal these and move forward. And so it's legal and done properly. My opinion. Anyone else have any discussion on this item? No? Okay. Moving forward. Commissioner Clark, can you turn the camera a little bit? I'm only getting the side of your head there. Thank you. 8.2. You
have to let me have
8.2 repeal. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, we did that. Sorry, I didn't line it up. My fault.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, sorry to interrupt. I got to let Mr. Zell go. He wants to leave.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll be right back.
Mayor, you can keep going on to the item. He'll be right back.
Okay. Next item is the new procurement code, 8.3, I'm sorry, 8.3 new procurement code. Approval new procurement code. Town Attorney Anderson?
I have been working on this project since I got here, and because staff as a whole, we've been paying more attention to procurement and trying to get processes and procedures down. So I went through, I revamped the procurement code, and you can expect to see it for the first reading in early May. And it's not anything dramatic is going to change. I'm just sort of cleaning it up and making sure that it's up to date and makes sense, and we have all the necessary procedures to make sure that we're in compliance with the law.
Okay, and the dollar amounts are staying the same, but we're just changing this to stay in compliance?
I think we have discussed the dollar amount staying the same, but the commission can discuss that at the next meeting when
Okay.
it comes.
Commissioner
Harry and I
Cole, do you have any
discussed it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Harry and I and the town manager have all sort of discussed it, but I don't think we came to a final decision about that, but it's something that I think the commission might want to discuss next month.
Okay. Anyone, Vice Mayor, do you have any questions?
No, I
Clark?
do not.
Or, I mean, Clerk Commissioner? I'm gonna wait for Commissioner Clark. I'll give him another minute here.
Can I have 1 minute too? I have to go see John.
Go for it. Let's take a minute recess. How's that?
That works.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
would you like me, we're gonna call like a 5-minute recess? It's now
I think we'll do
7:36.
We'll just hold on a minute.
Hey, Marlon, you sound very robotic.
I do. Okay, I'm gonna close out, I'm gonna come back in again, because,
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
You're very broken up.
Okay, let me do that.
You guys seen my little girl ditch me, right?
She'll be back.
Oh, I know. I saw Angela with food. That's what happened.
Can you guys hear me now?
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice day.
Can you turn down your volume a little bit? All right, now that we're all back, Commissioner Clark, we're discussing the new procurement code. Do you have any questions on that?
No, not at this time.
Okay. All right, we will move to the next item. 8.4, amendment to chapter 11.
I take,
Article,
what is the new, okay, I could read it. If I have any questions, I could go to JC. Okay. The new,
all right, 8.4, the amendments to the chapter 11, article 5, division 4, solid waste collection. Approval of changes to the amendments to chapter 11, article 5, division 4, solid waste collection. Town Attorney Anderson.
When I first got here, Michelle Grooms came to me and said that these changes needed to be made to this division, which includes some fees and procedural changes. And I am finally getting around to finishing them. And so they will come to you as an ordinance. You'll see it for the first time in May. It's nothing major, just some cleanup stuff.
Okay. All right, everyone get a chance to review that before the next meeting. Any questions on any of these items, please meet with the town attorney. We'll move on to section 9, building department. Building official Nunez. Are you here?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Mayor, how are you, sir? Mayor, Vice
Good.
Mayor, Commissioners.
Let me
Chief
start
Building
by
Official.
reading this. Hold on
I
one
beg your
moment.
pardon?
9.1, March 2021 monthly report. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Miguel Nunez, Building Official. At this point in time, I will gonna be presenting to you the March 2021 Building Department report. As of that time, as you know, we continue with electronic service and a non-contact approach due to the pandemic. Also, I would like to inform you about the Building Department new office renovations. They are on the final or back-end project right now, almost to the point of being completed. The only thing is that has been delayed a little bit to mid-May, a little bit on the third week of May. The reason for that is because of the changes and additions that we've been having into the building department, but it is expected to be completed in the month of May 100%. By the numbers, the month of March was very, very good for all the numbers on the building department. We increased in almost 200% the permits issued from 53 to 113. Technically, it's over 100%, including the commercial from 34 to 83, residential a little bit increased. The permit close went a little bit on the low side, just 6 of them. But one of the largest increases was during the inspections, that we went from 125 to 274 inspections. And obviously we increased our monthly counter visits. Even though we have an electronic version, we still have an increase, almost 100 individuals visited into our front counter. In that, just to let you know, in details, 126 structural, 51 mechanical, 58 electrical, 39 plumbing, for a total of 274 inspections. In regards to the revenue, I would like to make a small disclaimer, and I have to apologize. The number that it shows in your agenda is wrong. It's not $37,547.04. That was a typo because of, for some reason, this is reflected the previous month. On the month of March, we collected $273,000, in excess of $273,000. So that we are in route to achieve our goals for our budget, and that will be tremendous for the town and for the building department as it is. In regards to the largest construction project, all of the largest construction project is still going on. As you know, the biggest ones that we have right now is Amazon, is under continued process and progress. And we are already in the process of finalizing with the second cycle of the building 5 in Seneca. We received again building 2 and 3 from Seneca, which is a tremendous addition in excess of close to 350,000 square feet per building. So just to let you know. And just to let you know, and obviously we're waiting for our, what I would like to see is the car wash in town. That little car wash, is still in the, we have not received the plan for building permits, but we are in the process. Needless to say, after that, we are our customary mobile home additions, renovations, repairs, and exterior work, as normal, we've been processing.
That's a first. I'm sorry, I got to point it out. PSO is actually driving by behind my house. They got their lights on, but I don't know where they're going. So.
Thank you, sir. And after that, if you have any questions or the commission has any questions, I'm here to answer them.
I do have a couple questions. What are we looking at on a timeline on Amazon? When is that project planned to be completed?
Amazon, according to my last conversation with the Amazon individual, we expect for them to be completely done in a couple of months, 2-3 months, because they're still working on the exterior of the building. Some of the interior offices are getting done. And after that, they're gonna have to install the major conveyor system and the state-of-the-art processes that they include, as well as the mechanism and equipment that they have on that particular facility.
Okay. And do we kind of have an idea when the car wash will be finished?
I don't know, sir. The reason for that, because they have not submitted for permit yet.
Okay.
And until I have that, I will not have a specific idea to gauge the time frame.
That's fine. I did have one more. Are we making any progress with that 6-acre property? I know that's probably more a Heidi question.
We've been working with the town manager, Heidi, and myself. We've been working with the owner for the cleaning and to preparing of the property. If you're referring to the one in 52 2nd Avenue. But yes, Heidi may have additional information.
Do you mean the 6-acre on the 6-acre on Houndale Beach Boulevard?
Yeah, I'm just looking for kind of an update where we're at. Talks still continuing, or have we heard anything, or is it stagnant?
Ironically, during this meeting, I got an email from the land use attorney asking to speak to me in the next couple of days with some updates. But I can definitely do that during the planner update.
No problem. Just wanted to see where we were at with that property.
Thank you, sir.
And you covered 9.2, the lobby renovation expansion scope, right?
No, not yet, sir. That will be my next. The proposal that you see there is from Sagoma Construction in regards to the renovations for the lobby, which include the ceilings, walls, removals, and preparation for the future police department, including doors and on the new hallways. So on the proposed renovated hallways also, just to have a modern look and more up to date.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for building official Nunez? Vice Mayor? She waved, so.
Just keep up the good. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Clerk Commissioner? None from the Commissioner. Commissioner Clark?
None.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time, Mr. Nunez.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Bye-bye.
And I apologize for not attending your meeting. I was in training last week, so.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Oh, wait, before you go, one other item. I just wanted to get it out there that we are continuing putting the Amnesty Program together. The building department did have a meeting on it. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend due to my actual career, So I had work, but we will get back and be bringing that forward to the commission here probably real soon. But I just wanted to get it out there that it still works. It's still in the works. We're still trying to get it together and get the final touches on it. I think there's, Mr. Nunez, there were some things with the attorney that we got to run by and clean up on it. Is that where,
Yes, sir.
where we're at?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I believe item 17.2 is what we're going to be discussing, the amnesty program.
Okay.
Because and at that time, I'll be able to inform you the steps that we have between the town attorney, the town manager, the town planner, and myself in order to get it to done as expeditiously as possible. But I will be able to maybe a little expand and respond to questions.
I overlooked it, so we'll bring it up then. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Moving on, number 10, code enforcement, Chief Code Enforcement Officer Ramirez.
Good evening, Town Commission. Chancellor Ramirez, Chief Code Enforcement Officer, here to report for the month of March. We have a summary of 7 affidavit of compliance, 5 affidavit of non-compliance, 8 courtesy notices, 44 notice of formal hearing, 84 of notice of violation. I'm sorry, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, there's a kind of a buzzing sound, but we're fine. Just keep going.
All right. Mark, can you share my screen so I can present the pictures, please?
Sure. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so as you can see, for the month of March, we have removed multiple snipe signs throughout the town. And on 2533 through 2665 South Park Road, there has been renovations done, modifications done to the building, which is improving the town. And as well, 2727 South Park Road. And I'd just like to say that there are more companies or businesses that are complying due to the town assessment that has been going on. They've been painting the building, trying to make it look better. And on 3799 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard, you can see we have big potholes. This actually was a verbal compliance. We just reach out to the business owners, Prologis or Seneca, and they go ahead and everybody seems to be in good relationship with code enforcement, that they're fixing, issues that are considered blight, improving their properties and just making the town look better. I also like to announce that we are having a special magistrate hearing for May 18, 2021 at 9 a.m. And our projects, one that was mentioned was the Amnesty Program, and the town corridors assessment is continuous. And that's my report for today. Any questions for me?
Anyone have any questions?
Nope, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
No question. All right. Thank you, Chief Code Enforcement Officer Ramirez. Appreciate your time. 11, Finance Department, Finance Director Tuppenfeld. 11.1, bills over 500.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Commission. What you have there in front of you is a request for approval for bills exceeding $1,500. Any questions?
I don't have any on it. Does anyone else?
I don't.
Clerk Commissioner?
No, nothing.
Commissioner Clark?
Nothing.
Okay. Moving on, 11.2, revenue and expenditures as of March 31st, 2021.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Commission again. What you have is a year-to-date snapshot for the town budget compared to broken out by revenue and expenses, giving you a year-to-date picture through March 31st. Everything seems to be on track. It appears that we'll be very close to being balanced at the end of the year for the general fund. Building fund is we're holding firm with the addition of the revenue from last month, and sewer and stormwater funds are revenue are running its normal course at 50% for the 6 months. In regards to the expenses, everything again seems to be tracking on par. Nothing out of the ordinary. If there's any questions, I'm here to answer them.
All right. Any questions? No? No? All right. I don't see any questions. We will move on to 11.3. Business tax receipts and billing update. DTR Billing Administrator Grooms.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, awesome. You have the report for you, current up to as of 4/21/2020, giving you the reimbursable expenses that have been collected and billed. Also our renewals for the current year, new accounts, and the other assessments. So far, we've reconciled at least 90% of the accounts that were billed on the renewals. And as you can see, the new accounts have replaced some of the income that is still pending. Did you have any questions?
I do not have any questions. Vice Mayor? I think she's doing acrobats or something.
I just dropped my iPad. Sorry. No, I don't. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Clerk Commissioner? Clerk Commissioner, you have any questions?
No.
All right. Commissioner Clark, any questions?
Done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tubenfeld, and thank you, Billing Administrator Grooms, for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great evening, Commission.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Human Resources, number 12. Human Resources, HR Consultant Menengazo. Number 12.1, the recruitment process. You're muted. There you go.
I'm here. Thank you. I wanted to see if the speakers on the line just to give an introduction first on the recruitment plan.
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead, Yolanda.
Did you want to
You
say?
want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The recruitment action plan is just us preparing to go ahead and start hiring police officers. We're going to use this recruitment action plan as a roadmap to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the community.
Thank you. So the recruitment plan has several components to it, and it's basically a foundation and a guide for the recruitment of all of the personnel that we're going to have in the police department. So this has best practices on what specific recruitment and advertisement methods we're going to be using, which will hopefully allow us to recruit a diverse population of law enforcement professionals. It has the organizational chart that shows how many sworn police officers we'll have and how many civilian administrative positions we'll have. It has the proposed salary ranges, which I did conduct a compensation study on the agencies within Broward, and as our town manager requested, we are kind of in the middle so that we can be as competitive as possible. We're not at the highest, we're not at the lowest, we're right in the middle. And hopefully that'll allow us to bring in some good talent, especially the fact that we have a competitive benefits package as well that should help. We drafted and established job descriptions for each position within the budgeted organizational chart. And then we also have on here the application process, which is obviously very different to a normal recruitment of administrative staff. The sworn police officers are going to have a different recruitment process. So we're going to have a basic application questionnaire, and then that's going to help us to weed out several candidates. And then after that, there's going to be a much more intense full police application. So once they pass that step, then they're going to go through a physical agility exam. A background investigation will begin, which is criminal background, educational background, past employment background, drug testing, polygraph, psychological, an oral board interview, which actually allows us to get to know the candidate, not just on paper per se, but their policing style, their approach, and then a medical exam. And then there's also a timeline to hire for these positions, which is really the blessing that we would like to get from the commission. We'd like to start off with the network engineer as soon as possible because of all of the IT requirements that the police department has, and our IT director, Mark, is going to need that support, as well as he wants to have that person trained as far as all the things in Town of Pembroke Park, so that once the police department gets up and running, that person is not in training. That person has been a part of the process of implementation of all of the systems and the servers and everything that we're implementing for the police department. And then after that position, we start with like the command staff and work our way down to the officers and the administrative staff. So the objective would be to get everybody onboarded by January 1st of 2022. That's our deadline. So that's an overview of the recruitment plan. Does anybody have any questions on the process or the timeline or anything?
Vice Mayor Cohen, do you have any questions? No. Clerk Commissioner, do you have questions?
Yeah. Yolanda, I have an idea that I would like to run it by you and probably Dave Howard also, to see if it's something we can implement during this recruitment process. I think it could be done, but I would like to get your opinion on it first.
Okay. Did you want to run it by me now, or did you want to like set up a meeting and we'll talk about it?
I'll probably take too long. We'll do it some other time.
Okay.
Commissioner Clark, do you have anything?
None, thank you.
And sorry, just to go back to Commissioner Dieuveille, all of the suggestions regarding recruitment strategies are going to be more than welcome, because our objective is to hire as much diverse law enforcement professionals as possible, and we're going to have to get creative, very creative with our recruitment strategies, because it's difficult to hire law enforcement now, and we want to get top quality. So I welcome all creative ideas for recruitment strategies. But we did list a few recruitment strategies in the plan already. So this is a living, breathing document, and we're going to continue adding to it so that we can improve and expand.
And as I told you yesterday when we spoke, I do have a couple items for you. I've just kind of been in the hot seat last couple weeks, so I will email them over to you and David Howard, and just we'll go over them together. Pretty simple, nothing major. So just a couple ideas I have for the next. We'll have it at the next. But I will get those to you right away. Anything else on this one? No? All right, let's go to 12.2, maintenance of traffic MOT training for the public works staff.
So a training for maintenance of traffic, which is essentially going to cover the content of all of the requirements, national Florida standards standards for work zone traffic safety. And the cost is actually a really good price. It's $1,875. And that is a 2-day course for up to 15 people. So it's not that it's $1,875 per person, it's $1,875 for all 15 people. And they come on site, it's a 2-day training, and they get a certification, an MOT certification, not a certificate of completion, an actual certification that it's valid for 4 years. So we wanted your blessing to move forward with this training. And this training is being offered through the Florida League of Cities, through FMIT.
Okay. Will they be a professional at playing Frogger by the end of this?
Say that again.
I said, will they be a professional at playing Frogger by the end of this? That's what I feel like being out in traffic. It's like playing Frogger, getting across the road.
Yes, yes. Our entire, since it's up to 15 people, our entire public works staff will be able to.
Good. I'm really glad to see them getting some training and certifications. Can we move this? Anyone have any questions on this?
No, I agree.
Okay, we'll move this to the consent agenda then. Thank you for your time, Yolanda. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening. All right, moving on. 13, Town Planner Siegel. 13.1, Town Planner Monthly Report, March, April 2021.
Good evening, Mayor
Your
and
turn.
Commission. Good evening, Mayor and Commission. My report has been included in the backup, but to summarize, I think in the last month, JC and I have met with every major development site or site that could be development in town, representative from them. Word is out, Pembroke Park is open for business, and there's a lot of interest in bringing new uses into Pembroke Park. So we've met with the 6 acre site. We've met with the owner of the vacant lot along 30th. We've met with the owner of the vacant lot next to Town Hall. There's a lot of interest in doing mixed use, both mixed commercial and mixed use that it would include residential throughout the town. So we're pretty excited for that. And with that being said, I'd like to put a plug in to remind you about the upcoming visioning workshop and goal setting workshop for May 7th. It's really important that JC and I get clear direction from the commission so that when we are out there meeting with people, we're speaking with one voice. And like I said, people are interested in coming to town. Other than that, working with a lot of property owners, both racetracks in town are upgrading their appearances. So that's a really nice thing. And you heard from Miguel how busy the building department is, and a small portion of that really keeps me busy as well. A lot of investment going in town and in the mobile home parks. Do you have any questions for me?
I love seeing the progress.
Thank you. It's really fun. And
Me
like I said,
too. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything? All right, so as a reminder for all the commissioners, May 7th, we're gonna do our planning meeting again. It will be as a workshop. So if there's no quorum, we are gonna continue. Please be there so you can put your input in and be involved, because we're the ones who shape the direction of this town for our communities. So. All right, 13.2, amendments to the T1 Mobile Home Park District.
So this is a continuation of the discussion we had earlier in the meeting, and it's one of the first steps. As I have a presentation that I'd like to walk you through so you can see the actual language that we're proposing. But as JC and the town attorney mentioned earlier, the changes that we're making in the code do not stop the town from entering into individual agreements with the park. We just find it to be kind of questionable to have contractual obligations in the zoning code. And that's what we're addressing, and taking advantage to make some other changes. If I can share my screen, I will walk the commission step by step through the 4 major changes we're proposing.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, give me 1 second. I always do this. I can't see myself. Get to the rest of my presentation. There we go. So there's 4 changes that we're proposing to the code, with, of course, the first one being the language regarding the sewer lines, and I'll show you each of them. The second is updating some definitions so they're consistent with the Broward Land Use Plan and Florida State Statute. The third is to remove the prohibition of modular homes. And the fourth is to clean up some very old language. So here's the first one. And it's in the code right now, in the zoning code, is language that says the town shall be responsible for the maintenance of the wastewater collection system in each mobile home park, up to sanitation T on each mobile home lot or recreational lot or site. And we feel like that is contractual language and should not be in the zoning code. So our recommendation is to remove it and add that it shall be the responsibility of every park owner, operator, or manager that that the park has to connect to the sewer. But as far as maintenance, that would be addressed in some kind of contract if necessary. Do you have any questions on this change? Okay. So the next one is just to bring the definitions consistent with the Broward Land Use Plan and Florida State statutes. These are living documents. They change all the time. So this is a good time to catch up on it. It just changes what a mobile home is, and that that definition comes directly from the Florida State statutes. And we did not have the definition of a recreational vehicle park in our code, but we reference it a lot. So this is the definition that comes from the Broward Land Use Plan. And what essentially why this is important, because in our land use plan and our comprehensive plan, recreation, RV sites, camper sites are worth you can have 2 for every 1 mobile home site that you have. So it changes the density of the parks. So we want to make sure that we have all the definitions that help us make decisions as we go forward. Any questions on this one? Okay, so the next is at some point the code was updated to say the placement, construction, or location of modular homes for use as a dwelling unit or living quarters was prohibited. Vice Mayor, I actually looked in the archives before this meeting and I did not find a resolution that even allowed them. So it might have been a case-by-case basis. So instead, what I am proposing is that we remove that prohibition and we actually allow modular homes in the parks. And what's interesting is that the Broward Land Use Plan, and because we're a charter county, they do have some guidance over what we do. They actually encourage the introduction of modular homes, and you can see that on the right side of the screen from a safety standpoint, life and health and safety, from a hurricane concern standpoint. I also talked to our building official briefly and let him know that I was removing the prohibition, and he saw no issues with that. Now, he can speak to how they're permitted and if there's different permitting requirements, but this is something that Broward County looks favorable to. And it allows for investment into the parks and for the parks to be sustainable with new types of architecture and new residents. Are there any questions on this one? Okay, and then finally, just some cleanup language because we are touching the code. The code says the town building code. It's officially called the Florida Building Code. The code, I actually laughed at this. We used to apparently have a civil defense director for the town, which I think is maybe going to be my next career in the town. I would love to be that person. I think it's the greatest title in the world. But I made it more contemporary and changed it to an evacuation order basically by Broward County instead of our civil defense director. And also cleaned up the process, as now we have more town staff than we did in the 70s when this was written. So just that the process has to go through the town planner and the boards as appropriate. Is there any questions on this? So those are all the proposed changes. With the commission's consent, we'd like to bring this back for first reading at the May commission meeting.
Sounds good. Let's move on to 13.3, Southwest 30th Avenue Sanitary Sewer Project Roof Study.
So this kind of goes to all the items together tonight, kind of coming together. This goes to the conversations we've been having about interest in developing in the town. I think everyone's aware that 30th Avenue, which fronts onto I-95 Antique Row, only has septic systems there. And in order for us to do some rezonings, hopefully down the road, and attract different types of businesses, we really need to consider bringing sanitary sewer. The way we make that decision is to do a sewer study, say that 5 times fast, and that would tell us what needs to be done during the design phase. So this sewer study would only be a study of the route of the sewer lines, and then after this, we would have to go to design. Keith and Associates is in our professional library of services. They had prepared a, if you recall, they had prepared a proposal in 2020, early 2020, and it was put on hold. There was concern about funding. I've worked with the finance director and have confirmed that we can use the sanitary sewer fund, where there are monies sitting there to fund this study. I'd like to strongly recommend that we do this study to at least know where we stand, and if this great dream that we have of doing things on 30th is practical and reasonable. I do have Stephen Williams from Keith and Associates on the call tonight in case you do have any specific questions about the study.
Does anyone have any specific questions that they would like to ask? Commissioner Clark?
None.
Clerk Commissioner?
Yeah, who would do this, the study? Would it be Keith themselves, or would they subcontract?
Yes. Keith would do the study themselves. And they're in our library of services. Stephanie has an item later on the agenda to extend their contract because they're at that 1-year mark.
Okay. Vice Mayor?
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Mayor.
And I have no questions.
So we can take this to the next meeting?
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
13.4, State of Florida Community Planning Technical Assistance Grant for all economic development or redevelopment and strategy plan.
So as I mentioned in my report, we are busy with people wanting to come in, and the state every year has these grants, which allows you to go out and do economic development or community planning work. What we are proposing is a study, basically a market analysis that would tell us what our market could bear. So when we are out there talking to businesses, we know what would actually succeed in Pembroke Park. So I would like the permission to start writing the grant. It is due May 18th to see if we can get funding for a market study. And this would be also something then we would coordinate with our lobbyists, because it does go through the Department of Economic Opportunity at the state. So during the next session, to make sure that they're up there talking about it for us if we rank.
Okay. Okay. And so are you just asking for permission to move forward on that now?
Yeah, we have enough time because of the timing of the grant. I'll put you write a letter for this grant. It's not a big application. So I'll put that on the next agenda so the commission can see it. It would be nice to have a resolution, so we'll do it if you're okay with on consent, and then we'll submit it right after the meeting.
Is everyone okay with that? I got you nods from everybody, so that sounds perfect. Thank you so much for all your work and effort for this town. We truly appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
All right. Moving on, number 14, Police Department, Interim Police Chief Howard. 14.1, request for proposal for build out of the police department.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. Yeah, we have the RFP almost ready to go. It should be ready for the next meeting to be voted on. It has to go through a review process, obviously, and I have to finish it hopefully tomorrow or Friday morning. That's about it. We have the floor plan came back today. We still haven't discussed it, but it looked pretty good on my end. I haven't spoken to JC about it yet, and that's about it. So if we could get the RFP request on the next commission meeting, that would be great.
Sounds good. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Just so you know, there we do once we get the layout finalized, in order to go out to bid, we will have to draft up construction documents, and so we we're looking to get prices. And I just want to let the commission know that we're looking to get prices to get the construction documents, the technical specs done. Okay, so I just want to let you know that as well.
Perfect. Any questions for Chief Howard?
Nope, just keep up the good work.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. All right, item 15. Public Services Department. Interim Public Services Director Jock. 15.1. Public Services Department, April 2021 report.
Good evening, Mayor Jacob, Vice Mayor Cohen, and Commissioners. You have before you the report for Public Service Department. One thing that is really different this month is that we're using Asset Essentials, and I've included a summary of all the work orders. Of course, this is the first one that I'm reporting, and it's not totally the true pictures because we're still learning. I expect that we will get something in the next 2 months. The format, what I will be reporting will be coming mostly, if not 100% from Asset Essential, because we're putting work orders for everything, every work that is going to be performed in the department. Everything else is as usual. We're continuing with the town beautification whenever and wherever we can. Specifically, we moving on the medians. We have a few more to go, but it's slowly going because we have to do the sprinklers and everything as we go on. As of today, I received an email saying that the pump in Carolina pump is ready to come back Friday. They will install it and pick up the second one. This one was exactly 8 weeks, primarily because some of the parts were obsolete and they had to customize them, and it took a little bit longer than they planned, although they still made it within the 6 to 8 weeks that they had projected. But the next 2 should be shorter because now they know how to get the parts and if needed.
Okay.
The projects are going along. Southwest 25th Street and ADA restroom, and we will have the town hardening by next month.
All right. Any questions? Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Miriam, can you tell me what about the cover?
Oh yeah, the cover, finally, we received the estimate from, and we included on the bill to finance, so for approval. And he submitted it Tuesday or Wednesday of this week.
And how much was the amount?
1,800.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Nope.
Okay, moving on. 15.2, gas tax.
Gas tax, we received an amendment. It's a yearly one for the 30 years local agreement that we have with the county, and it's up for renewal. So we're requesting signature and approval and a resolution from the commission. This is for the 3 cents gas tax and the 5 cents gas tax, where the town get a percentage of the revenue.
All right. Does anyone have any questions?
Can we put that on the consent next week? Next meeting?
No questions? Yeah, let's just move that to the consent agenda. We'll move on to 15.3, Keith and Associates contract renewal.
Yes, the town planner, Heidi, she mentioned that particular one. The present contract is about to expire this month, and they have another yearly renewal that we can exercise, and we're asking for the town approval to go along with that and with a resolution.
Okay.
Is that the town consent to?
Hold on here. Their contract, is this an extension or is this a new contract? What is this?
This is an extension on an existing contract that we already have 2-term renewal if both party agree.
It's a final renewal of a contract.
Okay. And Town Attorney Anderson, this is all right to go ahead with this last renewal?
Yes. I'll be
All right.
drafting a resolution to that effect.
All right. Okay, any questions on that? No? Okay, we'll move back to the consent agenda. 15.4, CSLIP resolution for upcoming FDOT work program cycle. Commissioner Clark and Interim Public Services Director Jock.
Okay, I'll turn that over to Miriam if you want to explain that.
Okay, this is the CSLIP under MPO. This is the one that the town on the cycle 3, we apply for a funding to do Park Road and 52nd Avenue, Southwest 52nd Avenue. And those 2 projects were picked up by the CSLIP and MPO. And there is a local agreement that through the FDOT that we need to have a resolution that we're gonna go forward with that. So the town is asking for to commission approval to go forward and have the resolution that we're gonna go through the agreement. The local agreement program. And this is the 3rd year that we've done it for the application and we've done it for the acceptance, and now we're gonna need to have a resolution to go forward with it.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? All right, we'll move on. Thank you for your time, Miriam. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Number 16, Town Clerk. 16.1, summer hiatus.
Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of things to bring to your attention. One of them is that we haven't made the determination as to the dates that you're going to be off on the months of July and August. And I provided all of you with a calendar letting you know what the dates were of the existing meetings, the workshops and the regular meetings. And I would like for you guys to have a discussion as to what months you would like to be off, if one, if two, or if none, whichever one you determine.
All right, we'll start with Commissioner Clark. What's your input?
What month do you think what month did you go last year, Marlon?
I'm sorry, sir?
What months did we take off last year?
Last year, the last meeting you had was, you had a commission meeting in the beginning of June. We were supposed to be off in July and August, and then we returned at the end of August with a workshop.
Okay, I would stay the same if it's all right with the majority.
I will just add one thing, and that's fine if you want to do that. We may be calling you in for maybe a special meeting because that is budget season. So we may have to have, budget workshop, hearing. So we'll, I'll work with Harry, just coordinate that. But other than that, that's fine. Just want to give you a heads up.
Okay, Clerk Commissioner, do you have any input on that?
I agree. I think July, August, that's when school is out and families go on vacation. So that would work best for me around July, August, but more so August.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I'm gonna just put in my 2 cents on this. I'm fine with that as long as, the commission's okay with it. I just want to make everyone aware, even though we are on hiatus for this, that we may get called for a meeting. These meetings will, be urgent for budget purposes or, something in the matter. We're not going to be wasting anyone's time with, nonsense. It will be a very specific meeting for a short time, get through it and move on. So I don't, like everyone else, you don't want to work on your time off, but do we ever really get any time off? Last year I was here the whole 2 months that we were on hiatus. So, and I suspect the same thing will happen this time. So
And I agree with you, Mayor.
We'll try and keep those meetings down to a minimum if we do have to call them up. But again, it is budget season, just like the town manager said. So is that all right with you?
We're still on call.
And just one other thing, last year when you guys went on hiatus, you gave me, and I forget, Marlon, what the authority was, or Harry, but you gave me the some spending authority on an emergency basis. So that way I wouldn't have to call a special meeting if it was something like that.
Right.
So
there was something that was put together. Can you, Marlon, can you get that together, run that through the attorney and bring it up for the next meeting so we can discuss it, make sure it gets, through right away?
Yeah, that resolution, if I'm not mistaken, was for $5,000. We
That's correct.
implemented that during that period of time. And then just so you all know the dates, this would mean that our next meeting, our last meeting for the, before you guys all go on vacation would be June 9th, which would be a regular commission meeting. And then we'd be having the next workshop scheduled for August 25th, which by that time, if I'm not mistaken, the kids are back at school. So it would be, you'd be off from the 9th all the way to August 25th.
Okay.
Okay. And at the next meeting, I'll bring forth the resolution having to do with giving the manager the authorization to utilize funds while you guys are out.
Thank you. And can you run that through the attorney beforehand?
Yes, definitely.
All right, moving on. 16.2, Municipal Code.
All right, I just want to bring this to everyone's attention because I'm not sure if you were advised in the past, but every year we're supposed to codify any ordinances that were approved during that year. Last year, the codification of last year would include all of 2020, and we had three ordinances at the beginning of the year, which I'll also be codifying. I've already sent it into Municode. They are As far as I'm aware of, they are the only ones who go ahead and do the codification of the ordinances. And they're the ones that have it online and so on and so forth. So I'm just making you aware that that process is probably runs between 2,000 and 5,000. It depends really how many sheets we have, how many pages were adopted. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention because, believe it or not, a lot of issues that have occurred with other municipalities is when they have not been codifying ordinances that get approved. And therefore, you're going on previous ordinances that are not updated and don't have the proper fees, don't have the proper requirements, don't have all of that stuff. So that's why I brought it to your attention. I wanted you to know that the clerk's office is handling that and is taking care of it on a yearly basis. So that was the reason why I wanted to bring this to your attention. And that's it. Thank you.
All right. Any questions for the town clerk? You all have her number. Call her 24/7. She's always available. All right. Moving on, discussion. We'll start with 17.1, Public Services Update, Vice Mayor Cohen.
I really don't have anything, Mayor, but I'm going to say it again. Everything is looking good out there. Town is starting to look good. They're doing a good job cleaning up and laying sod, and all good things are happening. And I'm proud to say that, you know, I like living here now. Thank you for everyone, the employees. Thank you. You guys are doing a great job.
All right. 17.2, Amnesty Program. This is me, Mayor Jacobson, Town Manager Jimenez, and Building Official Nunez. There he is. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Can
Mayor
you,
Jacobs.
before we start on this, can you kind of give a little synopsis to the commission about our first magistrate meeting on how that went?
Yes, it went, in my opinion, it went a little bit as expected. It was a little bit difficult, of course, because we have several residents or business owners that were not happy with taking it to the special magistrate. And unfortunately, the number of violations on the special magistrate is because of the length of time that we have without any enforcement, and it was expected because of that reason. Now, one of the major constraints that we have, or words that we receive all the time, is that the residents don't have money, that they have a lot of fines, that they're taking a lot of fines, and they don't have how to respond, that they don't know how to act to clean the violations. It's not that they don't want to clean the violations, it's just that they don't have the resources, or they would like to stay the fines on some things in order to take appropriate actions. Some time ago, Mayor Jacobs, Town Manager Jimenez, and myself, along with Town Attorney Anderson, we met and we started brainstorming about the possibility of an amnesty program under certain conditions, obviously, because we need to take in consideration the provisions of the Florida Building Code, the provisions of the town ordinances, the provisions of the Florida statutes, and so on. During that time, we agreed to have a program that will be at least as less, that will assist the customers, but that will be less traumatic for them, and allow the building department as a liaison for the town to, and code enforcement, of course, to provide information to the customers or to the residents on how to cure those violations in the least amount of money of expenses. During that time, we came with ideas into the state defines, state certain conditions, and currently right now, Mayor Jacobs, that was basically the story of everything started in a summary. But in addition to that, last week we have, and unfortunately you couldn't be there, you were missed, we have a very small meeting because things started getting a little bit of timing because of multiple meetings that we have during that day, and everybody was running during, on Friday because of the reasons. But Attorney Anderson, Town Planner Siegel, Lucy, the building manager Mancerola, and myself, we have, and I believe Chief Ramirez was there also. We have a small conversation about this situation and sometimes a small guidance. And we agreed on this Friday to have more a setup meeting for brainstorming to the specific details and have everything prepared to bring to the commission a formal proposal that it will pass the what I call it the muster test, and that they will be able to assist the residents at least in to reduce the impact of whatever enforcement we need to do, and in order to come in compliance, which is the goal of the town, in compliance with the building code and the town codes and the ordinances.
Okay. I look forward to that meeting on Friday. I will be there with you this week.
Thank you for that, sir. You were going to be expected, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very spirited.
All right. Yes, and I met with Lucy, just so you know, this week. I brought some things up of, you know, my thoughts and whatnot, and I'm sure she will pass those along. Anyone else have any input on this whole process here for the Amnesty Program?
I think it's a great idea. You know, we'll be helping out the town and the residents at the same time.
I agree.
Commissioner Clark, do you have anything on this?
Agree, but I'll get back with you. I'm sure
Okay.
I'll have something to add to it.
Okay. And you know, one thing that really bothers me, and I'm just going to say it out here at the meeting, so you know that some of these people buy these places, and the original violator, that was cited, just sells the place and moves on, and the new owner of the property gets stuck with it, and they don't know. Unfortunately, this home purchasing process of a mobile home is a great deal different than the process of buying. It's through MV or DMV versus the regular home buying process. So they get left holding the bag with these violations, not knowing, and some of them are financially strapped, just trying to make the payment in themselves. So that was something I brought forward to Lucy and discussed with, and at this meeting on Friday, we'll talk about that a little more in detail. I got some ideas and some thoughts. I don't know about you guys, but the couple days prior to the magistrate meeting and after, I had people showing up at my house all day and all evening. So with questions, discussion, so my little office out in front of my house turned into quite the fiasco for a few days. So.
Me too.
And I know part of this is to the fact that we haven't had, a code board or, the magistrate in a very long time to COVID. And we, the town's playing catch up. We really are. We're behind, and I think we're making some really good progress. But this Amnesty Program, I think, is really key to getting the mobile home communities back into where they need to be as we're entering into hurricane season next month. It's a really good time to be discussing this and having some process before. It's been a while since we've had a good one come right here. So, all right. Any other questions? No? All right. Thank you for your time, Mr. Nunez. I will see you Friday.
Thank you, Mayor Jacobs.
17.3, appointment of positions for the Broward League of Cities. Who is this? Marlon. Town
Yes,
Clerk,
sir.
are you here?
Yes, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yep. You want to explain?
Sure. This is a request that takes place every year The deadline is April 30th, but I did reach out to them and let them know that I had just received this. So they said there was no problem. We could they would extend it for us. And what it is that each year you have to pick from each city or town, you would have to pick a director, an alternative, and a second alternative. Last year, it was Mayor Jacobs and Clerk Commissioner DeVille. So I'm giving this forth to you guys so that you can make those recommendations.
Okay, so just for clarification, last year it was the former mayor. I was the first alternate, and then Clerk Commissioner was the second alternate. So I was the alternate. So I attend the Broward League of Cities meetings and get all the updates and information for us from Matt. The meeting happens on Friday mornings, I believe. There's a lot of information that gets put out, which is great. And I love being part of it and enjoy the meetings. You know, I would like to stay as the appointee on this, if that's okay with everyone else, and do the vice mayor as alternate 1 and clerk commissioner as alternate 2 on this. If you guys want to attend the meeting, you know, you're more than welcome to. I will step back so you can see what's going on if you would like, but I will continue to bring things forward that come from it.
Sounds good. I used to enjoy it. I was an alternate back in the day. So, but no, you get a lot of good knowledge and a lot of good stuff.
We do.
Just so you all know.
Oh, hold on, Marlon. Commissioner Clark, are you okay with that?
I'm fine. That's the wishes of the commission, no problem.
Third Commissioner? Okay. Go ahead, Marlon.
I just wanted to let you know, you all are welcome to attend these meetings. It doesn't have to be just one person. All 4 of you can attend because it is the Broward League of Cities, and the entire board is able to attend. But they would like representation, and if our mayor is not able to attend, it would be great if someone else would be able to attend. So I guess the mayor will let us know if there's a moment where he's unable to attend one of the meetings. Sound good?
Yep.
Hey, I'm losing my battery again.
We're almost
They
done, sir.
supply a good lunch too.
All right, and that's all you have? All right, thank you very much. Commissioner Clark, can you turn the camera back on? It's
I
not
have
the battery
I have no reception. I have nothing. I'm gonna lose the whole thing. The whole thing is low battery. Getting
Okay,
ready to
and
turn
we'll
on.
hurry so we can go through this.
Sorry.
Town Attorney comments, 18. Town Attorney Anderson?
I do not have any comments.
Okay. No comments. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Clark.
Yeah, I just want the commission to be mindful that we still have to watch out for that I-95 improvement with FDOT, and we want to preserve and protect our regional pumping station for drainage. I just trying to throw that out there again, so staff will make sure they follow up on it, if you would.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Mr. Mayor, you skipped the town manager comments.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. 19, town manager comments. JC, I apologize.
I apologize. I don't have any comments at this moment right now.
I have notes scribbled all over my page. So. All right, Clerk Commissioner, comments.
Not really. I mean, I think we're doing a great job. We're moving forward like we wanted. Even our meetings are different now. They're more professional compared to 2 years ago. So I'm happy with the way we're going. Also Friday, I believe you guys received an email. Watkins Elementary is having an award ceremony, and they would like you guys to attend if possible. And that's all I got.
And Vice Mayor Cohen, what do you have for us?
Oh, I just want to say everybody's doing a great job, and just good to see everybody's faces. just keep up the good work. Everything looking good, and the meetings are fantastic.
All right. Okay, I do have a bit to put out here. I have a list. Hold on one second. I apologize for this, but I have a few things here. I want you guys to take a moment and kind of sit back and look and see where our town's at. From 5 years ago when I first arrived to 2 years ago when Commissioner Dieuveille and I were elected in March of 19 to where we're at now. We have made so much progress in this town with staff changing. We have now the right people in the right positions. We've had a complete overhaul of this place, and I love where we're at. I had a meeting earlier today with the town manager and, went over some things, but we have really made some progress in this town. Soon we're going to have our own police department, and, we're going to basically have a new town all over again. We have new businesses coming in. We're redeveloping areas that have been vacant for a very long time. The streets are looking phenomenal. The lights still aren't on the right timer on Antique Row, but we're working on it, on every little thing, chipping away at it. So we I think we've made a lot of progress here in the town, and there's been some setbacks along the way, but I can't wait to see within the next 2 years where we come when we're all back up for re-election again, and what's going to happen down the road. So in a public forum is the only time we really get the opportunity to communicate. And so, Commissioner Clark, I got to have a little discussion with you for a moment. And I can't do this any other time but here, and that's why we're going to do it here. You may remember the meeting back in October where you brought the Roaches in and you brought in Genzer. At that time, the former mayor and her mother also came in with a packet of information attacking me personally. I don't think it was a coincidence that it all happened at the same night, same time with all those people. But you did say something that evening that's been sitting with me the entire time. You said that we never discussed anything about my past. My former position as a highway patrolman with another state where I did arrest a politician. I did have all my civil rights violated. And I found the unethical practices of an internal affairs department that was as corrupt as it could be. This internal affairs investigator, her name was Lori Griffin, Sergeant Lori Griffin. And she came after me retaliatory like. She created her own findings. She wasn't a fact finder in the path that she should have been, but she was more of a creative writer where she wouldn't interview the people who knew the truth. She would only interview people who would come and attack me, who would hurt me negatively. She wasn't in any state of mind of finding the truth. And that is what an internal affairs officer does. They are a fact finder. As a result, I did sue the state of Arizona for approximately $4.8 million for all the civil rights violations. Now, before running for this position, you said you didn't know anything about this.
No,
but
that's.
I met with. Hold on.
Mayor Jacob,
said-
I said I knew part of it. You met with myself and you explained it. And you didn't,
Okay.
what I said is I saw new information, factual information on whatever.
Commissioner Clark, with all due respect, I'm still talking, and I will definitely give you your opportunity to talk.
Yeah,
So we met at IHOP
that's
in-
right.
over in Hollywood Beach with Dick Spock, my wife, and a packet of information. Ironically, same packet I've seen a few times, and went over this, and we discussed everything that I went through. And I made it clear how this all came about. You were well informed of that, but at that meeting, you said you weren't aware of any of this. You weren't aware, you made it out that you weren't. And I'm not going to bring up anything to do with the other commissioner because she's not here. She's no longer with us. but your actions have consequences. And you may not understand what those consequences are, but I do. At this point, my personal safety is in jeopardy, along with my family's safety. Now, you understand, I am like Papa Bear. I'm very protective of my family, my children, my wife. And you guys have spun up some residents, just one in particular, who may not quite be there upstairs, who has taken it upon himself for multiple daily attacks against me, where I'm to the point I feel my family and myself are in jeopardy, in safety. Our safety is not what it should be. So your words up here on the dais have consequences. And you, sir, have kind of put me in this position where now I'm in fear of a resident that's not even a resident of our town, but he continually is getting spun up and fed information. Now, I can't verify or don't have the proof at the moment of who's providing him that, but this all stems off that same packet of information that has been passed around multiple times. And I want you to be aware that I do have this problem. There's threats against me. There's threats against my family. I feel very uncomfortable about this. And I want you to understand, when you do things like this, there are consequences that come with it. And this is the result. You know, you may not have thought that when that night happened, but this is the result.
Is it my time to speak?
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I told you that I heard your story, and I felt like you left some of the facts out, but it is what it is. I never believed in those other stories that were rag news. I said that. And I think also Dieuveille came to one of the breakfasts where you explained to him before we were commissioners. And
we did.
You have to understand that the people that came here, they came on their own. They wanted to be here. And I still say that if I did anything that you think was wrong, I would say I apologize. I didn't mean it like that. I meant, because I did meet with you and your wife. And so if I don't think I said it like that. I said it was half truths. And I don't want to go back there. You are, wait a minute, let me make it, because I'm on the record. As far as I'm concerned, you know, time went by. I think you're doing a phenomenal job. So everybody out there, listen up. This is coming from Commissioner Clark. As time went on, I got to know Jeffrey Jacobs, the mayor, and he's done a great job. You and I have gotten along up there. We help I help you, you help me, you help the other commissioners. So at this particular point in time, I'm going to say that I think you've done a great job. Okay, and is that good? And if I said something that was wrong, I will apologize. I didn't think I did. I was confused of half truths and half lies, but that doesn't matter now. And anything in those.
But I want to say, I'm not trying to personally attack you here.
No, I
just
know.
want to do it. And I can't have this conversation with you any other time.
No, that's right. What I'm trying to say is, as time went on, you know, you went for something, there was questions. We were allowed, the people were allowed to vet you. And so was Vice Mayor Cohen, who gave one of the other commissioners that rag paper. Okay. So I think everybody has grown. And I hope you accepted my apology. I would state for the record now that you really are doing a good job. Okay.
Okay.
And
all right. I just want to reiterate one thing here. Just like I did the very first meeting I attended, I am not willing to violate my integrity for anyone in this town, anyone on this commission. I hold myself to an extremely high standard around here. And when stuff has come up that isn't right, isn't legal, it will be cleaned up.
That's right.
Reported to the proper authorities, whatever it takes to clean it up. Because when I came into this town, I just want to be clear for this and hear me out. If I would have known the condition that this place was in, I wouldn't have done it, because this place needed a complete overhaul. And all of us sitting up here have actually taken the time, put forth the effort, and made it happen.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you to step back and take a minute and look at where we're at. Look
Yep.
at the progress that we have accomplished. And this is all of us. This is all our staff, our town manager, our town attorney, our town clerk, our HR. This is the guys in the parks, the ones in roads and streets, sewer, every single one. It's taken all of us to come together and make this town function. And I'm very proud of what we've accomplished. But I just want to say, again, I will not violate my integrity for this town. We
And
will
I don't
keep
think
moving forward.
I don't think any of the other commissioners, I know none of the other commissioners would either. So that being said, you know, the town attorneys, they have a lot of weight when they let things go through or not go through. And so there is accountability also from that end. All right. And I think, and I agree, we're going to clean it up. And I stayed with you. I didn't resign, even though my health is bad and I have health problems. I did not run. I came right there to you all. I'm here. I will always try to help everybody here. But integrity is number one. And I have staked my whole life on that here. And so I question, you know, anybody who is challenging me, I would never intentionally do anything wrong. And I don't think Ray would, and I don't think Gina would, and I don't think you would. So I agree, and I think all the commissioners agree. And I think together, not one single person, together, Mayor Jacobs, we have all done a phenomenal job, including our staff. So
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, you know, I'll step away from that. You know, I've been called terms that do not reflect me. There's information being put out on this police department trying to destroy it before it even gets off the ground. You know, this is the nonsense that needs to stop.
Well,
we are all together as one team,
We are
and we're the ones who are going to make this town work. This
That's
police department is just not me. This is, again, all our staff. This is all the commissioners. This is all of us together. I mean, granted, I've done a ton of work. David Howard, everyone's chipped in. Yolanda, Harry, JC, you know, all of us have chipped in to make this function and make this work. This is a new department, and this really is going to put us on the map as a change and rebranding our town into a town that it should be. You know, and I can't wait to see how it pans out over the next 2 years with all of us here working together. So yeah. I like the direction we're going, and I just wanted to state that. And again, I only did it because this is the only time I can have that conversation. So
then again, don't be blaming me. You heard what I said. So if somebody else is out there, that's somebody else, and I'm not responsible for them. And you know. You understand.
No problem.
So
no problem. Okay, we'll just move on.
Mayor Jacobs. Mayor Jacobs.
Go into it. I actually got quite a bit of announcements here for you guys.
Okay, wait a minute, Mayor Jacobs. So you and I are together tonight, right? That's why
we're fine.
We're fine. That's all I want to hear. That's good. And we're fine with the other commissioners.
All right. The first announcement I want to make tonight is really big. It's big for me because I've been trying really hard. Everyone in this town's helped to make this happen, and we are going to have a vaccination pod on May 15th over at the park. It will be May 15th for the first injection, and the second injection will be June 5th.
Wow, that's great work.
This is open to everyone age 16 and above. This is through Broward Health. So this is just not for Pembroke Park residents. This is for anyone in the area. So I'm asking for the commission's help we are in the process of creating flyers to please post this everywhere you can. Get the word out that we are going to do a vaccination pod over at our preserve over there. It has been really hard to make this happen. We met with them this morning, walked through. I'm very happy because it's taken a lot of work. And Joy's been calling and calling and calling for me to make sure this happens. And it did. It finally came through. So just for clarification purposes, it's going to be the Pfizer vac if anyone is particular about the vaccine that they get. I would like town employees, if they would like to get the vaccination, to do. I know Joy said she was actually going to get hers done there at the time. And I'm hoping my wife is going to go at the same time as well. So, you know, please, everybody, get the information out. Once we have this flyer up, I will be posting it online. You guys will get email copies of it, and town staff will all get it again. But we are going to do that, and I'm really happy. So it finally came about. I let Park Lake know that just before the meeting, so they're aware of it. We're putting flyers in all the community boards. We're going to make sure everyone knows and have a good turnout for this. So if we'd like you guys there, if you would like to be there, just to stop by, see what's going on. You don't have to be there all day. I will stay there all day through the event, but I'd like to see the commission there in support of the community. So that's one. Okay, we got a couple more items. If you have any questions, please see Joy on that. She's helping get it all together. Next is we have a proclamation. It's for Municipal Clerk Week, May 2nd through May 8th. I'm going to read this to you. I just kind of have a printout of it. The proclamation, the Town of Pembroke Park Proclamation, Municipal Clerks Week, May 2nd to May 8th, 2021. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk in a time-honored virtual part of local government exists through the world, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, local government bodies, and agencies of government with other levels, and whereas municipal clerks have privilege to be mindful of their neutrality and impartially rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas the municipal clerk continues to strive to improve the administration of affairs.
Oh.
The mayor froze.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah, and so is the commissioner.
How many shots did he have? Am I frozen?
Oh, no, you're not.
I can hear you, but I got no video.
Mark, are you there?
Yes. The signal's fine.
Oh,
Might have
there we- wow, I got video again.
Yeah, the mayor needs to call back in. Or
Yeah, somebody needs to call him.
I just tried calling him now.
Okay, I'm getting ready to, I'm down to 1%, gang. It's gonna go out.
Howard, you have to stay plugged in, get an extension cord. That's what I have.
Right here.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't go dead.
I've asked, well, I'm not gonna say anything negative on TV, on the internet, whatever we are, Facebook. Okay, I'm down to, oh no, it's going up now, 2%. That's good. So how you doing, Commissioner DeVille? Okay?
Yes, doing good, Howie.
Good, good, good. I had a bad reaction on the shot and I got to go to the doctor's tomorrow. This has really affected me. I would never tell anybody not to get the shots, but wow.
Was that the second one?
Yeah, Pfizer shots.
Reactions with the second one.
Did you get your shots, DeVille?
No, not yet, Vice Mayor.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get mine. I should, in May.
Oh yeah, you got to get your shots.
Can you all hear me now?
Oh,
hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I don't know what happened, but I literally lost internet over here. So, let me finish the last sentence of this proclamation. It says Municipal Clerk, let me start over. Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend the appreciation to our Municipal Clerk, Marlon Mattel, and her assistant, Susie Rutlinger, and to all municipal clerks for vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community they represent. I would like to thank Marlon and Susie for all their hard work they do for the town. And if the commissioners can stop by Joy's office and sign the proclamation, I would greatly appreciate it if we can present it to them.
Very nice. I agree.
Next, I have another proclamation I would like to read. This is for Haitian Heritage Month of May of 2021. The record history of Haiti began on 5 December 1492 when Europe navigator Christopher Columbus happened upon a large island in the region of Western Atlantic Ocean and later known as the Caribbean. And in 1862, the United States recognizes Haiti as the republic when President Abraham Lincoln was in office. And the first president of Haiti was John Jacques Dessalines from 1758 to 1806. Dessalines was the leader of the Haitian Revolution, and the leader ruled for the country when it became independent. He renamed the island of Haiti and crowned himself the Emperor Jacques I of Haiti. Initially named Hispaniola Haiti, pronounced Ayetay, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to mess these words up, but means land of high mountains. The name was given to the native inhabitants of the island. Haiti capital Port-au-Prince was founded in 1749 and named for the prince, a French ship anchored in the bay. Ithra Pescal Rawlot was the first woman president of Haiti, and from 1990 to 1991, she was the provisional president of Haiti for 11 months. She was the first woman in Haitian history to hold that office. And Haitian Heritage Month will be celebrated in the United States of Haitian heritage and culture. It was first celebrated in Boston, Massachusetts in 1998. The Haitian Flag Day is a Haitian holiday and celebrated for the creation of the flag of Haiti and the revolution of Haiti that got the people of freedom of France. The day of observation in numerous cities of U.S. and that large Haitian population. Therefore, I, Jeffrey Jacobs, Mayor, and Georgina Cohen, Vice Mayor, and the Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park recognize the month of May as Haitian Heritage.
Please join me in the celebration with our friends of Haitian descent. I would like you guys again to stop by the Joy's office and sign this proclamation. This is also in celebration of our town's first Haitian commissioner, Clerk Commissioner Dieuveille, and the Haitian population that we do have in our town. All right, I do have just a little more. Feeding South Florida has a warehouse training program that's going on for 5 weeks. Already started but they do this over and over again. I want to post this on the website, and again, more information to give out to your residents. Anyone that's looking for work or anyone who's wanting to get into the warehousing industry, this is a great opportunity for, some free training for them. Broward County Commission would like to, Broward County Commission would like for each municipality to let their residents know that it's critical that everyone gets vaccinated. Again, guys, the only way we're gonna put a stop to COVID is with people being vaccinated. This is like polio, smallpox, the only way to eradicate something is for everyone to get vaccinated. So again, I'm really happy that we finally got a pod here. Let's all work together as, the town staff, town and residents to get the word out and get as many people there to get them vaccinated as possible. I really think this is a good thing for our community. And currently, I'm going to ask for volunteers from town staff as volunteers. If anyone wants to come volunteer and help, please send Joy an email so I can add you to the list of volunteers for this. We'll be serving lunch to the nurses and other volunteers, setting up and tearing down all the tents and tables and stuff at the park. So I'd really like to have some staff volunteer to help out as well if anyone would like to. After that, I got a couple more things, guys, and we're almost done. We got a goal setting meeting on Friday, May 7th, 2021 at 10:30 a.m. We have a regular commission meeting, May 12th, 2021 at 7 p.m. We have a special magistrate hearing, May 18th, 2021 at 9 a.m. We have a workshop commission meeting, May 26th at 6 p.m. Does anyone have any questions?
We have a pension board meeting also.
Oh, yes, we have the pension board meeting. Thank you. We have a pension board meeting, and that will be just prior to our meeting on May 12th at 6:45.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you very much for the proclamation. I greatly appreciate it. That was very kind of you. And I know Susie and myself really do appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, now it's everyone's favorite part of the meeting, and I'm sorry this one lasted long, but we had a lot on it, is item number 22, adjournment. Motion to adjourn?
Aye.
I don't hear it. All right.
Aye. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Mark, you could stop recording.